Some of that easy cheese. Who needs crackers? I'll just eat it.
Not a chance. You're not getting any of that.
I don't want any.
Too much.
I still can't get over the Colony Knights.
Well,
you know, because most of those gentlemen, I'm sure, out there have mothers.
Well, I think probably every one of them does.
And they're cringing at this time. What has my little boy done, they're saying?
What does Juneau bring? What do they bring to the floor as far as unity goes?
A whole lot of red.
And a whole lot of talent.
That's right, Carlos Boozer. He scored 19 points and had 10 rebounds in that game against East. Travis Dibdall also had 15 points. In a minute, we're going to be sending it down to our public address announcer, Mike Janasek, the athletic director out at Palmer. In fact, we're going to do that right now. Here's Mike Janasek.
Welcome to Bartlett High School, and welcome to ASAA First National Bank Championship Basketball. Ladies and gentlemen, this contest is being played under the authority of Alaska School Activities Association. These rules provide for fair play and good sportsmanship among players and coaches. Since booing and jeering do not support anyone, we hope you'll be positive in supporting your favorite team. As athletes, we ask that spectators promote the ideals of good sportsmanship by applauding fair play and by showing respect for all participants and officials. Players, please meet at center court and shake hands. And it's championship basketball time. Ladies and gentlemen, this championship contest features the visiting team from Palmer, Alaska. Please welcome the Colony Knights. And the home team from Juneau, Alaska. Please welcome the Juneau Douglas Crimson Bears. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the non-starters for the Colony Knights. A 5'11" guard, a sophomore, number 12, Mike Johnson. A guard for the Knights, a sophomore, number 14, Cody Moore. A guard at 5'11", a junior, number 22, Justin Bonnell. At forward for the Knights, a 6'2" senior, number 30, Eric Gravogel. A 6'5" forward, a junior, number 34, Corey Moffett. A center for the Knights at 6'2", a junior, number 40, Peter Hughes. A forward for the Knight at 6'2", a freshman, number 44, Matt Berg. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the starters for the Colony Knights. Starting at guard, a 6' junior, number 10, John Kuhn. Starting at guard for the Knights, a 6'1" senior, number 24, Eli Wilson. Starting at the guard for the Knights, a 6' senior, number 32, Tom Berg. Starting forward for the Knights, a 6' senior, number 42, Bass Van Soest. Starting center for the Knights, a 6'5" junior, number 54, Josh Hayes. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Colony Knights head coach, Mr. Chuck Martin, and his assistant staff, Jeff Bowker, Phil Engebretson, Larry Johnson, and Don Rudreger. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the non-starters for the Juneau Douglas Crimson Bears. A 5'8" guard, a junior, number 14, R.J. Bradley. A forward for the Crimson Bears, a 6'3" freshman, number 15, Evan Trumbull. A forward for the Bears, 5'10" junior, number 22, Dave Pavola. A guard for the Crimson Bears at 5'11", a sophomore, number 23, Robert Ridgway. A forward for the Crimson Bears, a 6'1" sophomore, number 30, Chris Carpenetti. A forward for the Crimson Bears, a 6'4" junior, number 33, Joe Chapman. A forward for the Crimson Bears, a 6'4" sophomore, number 44, Michael Vanderjack. Ladies and gentlemen, starting for the Juneau Douglas Crimson Bears, at guard, a 6'3" senior, number 24, Travis Dibdahl. Starting guard for the Crimson Bears, a 5'10" senior, number 32, Joe Paleo. Starting forward for the Crimson Bears, a 6'7" sophomore, number 40, Carlos Boozer. Starting at guard for the Juneau Douglas Crimson Bears, a 6' senior, number 42, Carl Bogren. Starting forward for the Crimson Bears, a 6'4" senior, number 50, Joe Kemp. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Juneau Douglas Crimson Bears head coach, Mr. George Houston, and his assistant staff, Kevin Casperson, Dave Potter, and Bryce Searles. Ladies and gentlemen, we ask that you please stand and join the Bartlett Baritones, conducted by Susan Wingrove, and Susan Wingrove's original arrangement of our national anthem. Ladies and gentlemen, the flags are being presented by the Bartlett High Army Junior ROTC Color Guard. The Color Guard is under the command of Cadet Captain Jennifer Randolph.
Okay, here we go. The pep bands are back. Colony and Juneau. You know where Colony is if you just watch the girls' game. And, of course, we hope you all know where Juneau is if you vote, right?
Well, there you go. There you go. A little longer trip for this little final game here.
All right, the starting lineups now for Juneau. The guards, number 32, Joe Paleo. Number 42, Carl Bogren. The forwards, watch number 40, Carlos Boozer, 6'7" sophomore, and number 50, Joe Kemp. And the other guard, number 24, Travis Dibdahl. For Colony, the Knights, number 10, John Kuhn is a guard. He's a good player. So is number 24, Eli Wilson. Number 32, Tom Berg is a guard. The forward, number 42, Bass Bonsos. The center, number 54, Josh Hayes. And we're underway. Juneau with the ball. Carl Bogren now. Nice feed inside and an easy basket for number 50, Joe Kemp. At 6'4" tall. Colony in the green, Juneau in the white. I should say Colony with the white hair, Juneau in the white. Looks white on TV. Oh, great play there by number 32, Joe Paleo, to force the turnover. Juneau. Number 24, Boozer kicks it back out to Kemp. Kemp missed it. Number 24, Eli Wilson there for the rebound. Wilson. Try to get it back inside to Bass Von Sos. And Tom Berg throw it away. There's head coach Chuck Martin, the head coach of the Colony Knights. We're just underway. Boozer missed it. Josh Hayes with the rebound. Colony big inside. They might be able to neutralize their big player, Carlos Boozer.
That's what they're hoping for. They're going to put Josh Hayes on him. He's 6'5". Both these teams very similar. Motion offense, man-to-man defense.
Nice play by Josh Hayes. That's a beauty. I got to tell you really got to rely on the numbers now with all those white heads out there. Again up. That was Joe Kemp getting a good look at the basket, but he moved it. Again, Josh Hayes clears the rebound. Josh looks like a good player already.
You bet.
That's Eli Wilson. Yep, he traveled. Eli didn't like the call. We're tied at 2. There's George Houston, the gentleman in the red sweater with the Indiana Hoosiers patch there. Loves head coach Bobby Knight. Loves his style, I guess. Travis Dibdall up top now to Joe Paleo. Paleo kicks it back to Boozer. Boozer saves it. Paleo, everybody up. Paleo came out of there with it.
What a save by Boozer.
Dibdall now. Dibdall hits Travis Dibdall. And Juneau with a 4-2 lead.
Dibdall had 15 against East.
Boozer looks huge out there.
Boy, he does. For a sophomore especially.
Josh Hayes went right to him, but I tell you what, if Carlos Boozer is 6'7", then Josh Hayes is not 6'5".
He's playing big. He looks big, but we have a pretty weird view. We're down here on the floor. I don't know. I tell you what, he's big enough. How about that?
Big enough. Josh Hayes at the line now. He's a junior for the Colony Knights. Missed it short. We'll see he and Carlos Boozer going at it all game. Oh, he missed the second one. Boozer with the rebound. And Paleo now. That's actually Carl Bogren, number 42. That's Chris Carpinetti into the ball game, number 30 for Juneau. Bogren, nice moves. Boozer back out on top. Bogren, Carpinetti. Oh, we got a pushing foul.
Looks like that was Tom Berg.
It is on Tom Berg, number 32. That's the first foul against Colony in this game. Juneau with a 4-2 lead. Carlos Boozer at inbound. Just a sophomore. It's going to be fun watching him the next 2 years. Chris Carpinetti now. There's Dibdall. Missed it. Got his own rebound back. Dibdall back up and good. And he gives Juneau a 6-2 lead. And he's got 4 points in this game. This is our final championship game. We started with 8. Whoa, they tried to get it to Josh Hayes, but number 24, Travis Dibdall, was there. And Carl Bogren now will set it up. Here's Boozer for 3. Oh, Carlos Boozer. And it's 9-2, Juneau Douglas.
It makes so much about going down low to his big body, but can he shoot it from outside? Nothing but net.
Great touch for a guy 6'7" tall. There'll be some colleges after him. Nice, strong move by Josh Hayes. Got his own rebound back. Boozer. Hayes hooping the harm, and that foul is going to be credited to Carlos Boozer. That's his first.
Hayes only the better for the competition with Boozer. He's been all over the boards following those shots. That's the second time that's happened. Then, of course, he gets the roll. Tough shot. Boozer all over him.
You see now, Josh Hayes' hair is white. See how white that is?
It is.
That's polar bear white there.
It could be polar bear white. But you know what? To be in the starting lineup for Colony, it has to be that color.
It does, huh? Oh, Boozer, great rebound right over the top of number 24, Eli Wilson.
That's Hayes' third straight miss from the line.
Oh, going for broke with Joe Paleo. Boozer with the rebound. Paleo, I'm sorry, with a great penetration. Foul is called on Tom Berg. That's his second already. He's got both of his team fouls. Boozer hits it. There's George Houston. His team off to a good start. Boozer can give his team a 7-point lead right now. And he does. What a touch for a guy 6'7" inches tall. Oh, almost a steal by Boozer. Look, they got Boozer up pressing the team.
Put pressure on the ball. Doing a good job of it.
That's great. Oh, they tried to get the ball inside to Josh Hayes.
Boozer got back in time to be part of that play as well.
I think Colony's going to have to start hitting some outside shots, because if they don't, they keep trying to go inside, then that's all Juneau's going to do is collapse inside on Josh Hayes. They need to spread their offense a little bit. Oh, that's a strong move by Eli Wilson, but he was blocked, and John Kuhn came out of there with it. Wilson for three, way short.
Oh,
great rebound by Hayes, up and good.
That's a nice move by Hayes. He only had one choice, to go with one hand over it. He did it.
Boozer didn't want his second foul there. He laid up a little bit. That's number 30, Chris Carpenetti, back in the game. Joe Chapman down there, trapped. Kick it back out, Carpenetti. Joe Kemp fighting for position inside. Chapman cutting through, so did Boozer. A lot of movement in this Juneau Douglas offense. There's Paleo, Joe Paleo. Kicks it out. Carpenetti, Kemp, foul called on number 12, 42 actually, Bas Van Soest. With a name like that, he shouldn't be playing basketball. He should be like painting or playing the piano or something.
Van Gogh, Van Soest,
Bas Van Soest.
Bas, that's a good point. But you know what? He must be better
at selling shoes, huh?
I was going to say that, but I thought you might miss it. Well, you East Coasters.
I don't know what that meant. But anyways, okay. Joe Kemp at the line. This is the first one. And he hits the second one. We've got a 12-6 Juneau Douglas lead.
Still trying to get a feel for the Colony offense. Other than Josh Hayes down low and some second chance points, it's hard to say where the O is going to come from.
That's kind of strange. I just saw Tom Berg squinting at the bench to see what the coach was saying. That's not good if you're squinting, huh?
It could be all the white hair. I don't know.
How could you see the hoop? Here's Wilson. Missed everything. Oh, big rebound by Hayes. Shot up for three and good by John Kuhn.
You can see.
And he cuts that 6-point deficit in half. 12-9 now. Bogren, he answers for three, and just like that, it's back to 6.
Great ball movement. Bogren was wide open. Had 2 seconds to think about that shot.
Kuhn again. That's Corey Moffitt in there now, number 34. How come I feel I'm oh, John Kuhn for three, missed it short. Ball loose, controlled by number 42, Carl Bogren, for the Crimson Bears. How come I feel like I'm at a Smashing Pumpkins concert or something? Joe Kemp with a big rebound to keep it alive. Oh, that's the first time we've seen Dave Pavola. He missed it. Crimson Bears with a few substitutions now. Travis Dibdall coming back in. So is number 30, Chris Carpenetti. It's going to be nice to go home tonight, just sit in a quiet room.
Are you kidding? You're going to be taking this band home with you for at least 2 hours.
Whoa.
They'll be in your head. Both of them.
Eli Wilson, John Kuhn. That's number 40, Peter Hughes in there. Nice some trouble. They called him for a travel. George Houston wants the fist offense. We'll find out what that is. Juno now. Carl Bogren. Kemp. Whoa!
Nice move.
Joe Kemp with a beautiful move. It's 6'4". 17-9 our score with 38 seconds to play first quarter. Oh, here's a shot by Berg. Missed it.
He's backing up on his heels when he took it.
Yep. Okay, controlled by Carpenetti, and back come the Bears. We got a little scrum going on down there between... Oh, here's Carpenetti, missed it for 3.
No one back for him.
Eli Wilson with the rebound. Carpenetti and Peter Hughes in a bit of a scrum. There's John Kuhn for 3, missed it short. Oh, whistle. Foul called, I think, on number 40, Peter Hughes. That's the 4th team foul against Colony. That's the first foul against Hughes. Bogren now. And he's fouled by Josh Hayes.
They're going to call a travel.
No, they called a travel. But either way, that's the end of the first quarter. And the Juneau Douglas Crimson Bears have come out flying. They lead at 17-9. Come on back, folks. We got the second quarter action ahead of us. You're watching the 4A Boys State Basketball Championships on Alaska's Superstation.
NANA and Arctic Slope Regional Corporation are proud to sponsor ARC's broadcast of the 1997 high school basketball tournaments. We'd like to wish every team competing the best of luck. Basketball plays an important role in our Inupiaq communities. It helps our men and women learn sportsmanship and practice teamwork, and provides exciting entertainment for everyone. We're very proud of all the teams from our regions that have qualified for this year's tournament. It doesn't surprise us a bit. After all, we've been making baskets for thousands of years.
Le cilet, par-dessus les toits, si bleu.
And what is more than all these boasts can be?
Because we believe in Alaska's future, we're committed to Alaska's youth. First National Bank proudly sponsors the Alaska School Activities Association.
And welcome back to Bartlett High School. So we get another blow of cold, fresh air. Every time that happens, I feel like I'm eating a peppermint patty. Tom Berg. Here's Eli Wilson with a quick baseline move up against Boozer, and Boozer made a miss. Wow, that's number 23, Robert Ridgway, into the game now for Juneau. There's Ridgway. Here's Dibdall. Ridgway now. Driving. Ridgway lost it. Got it back. Now Wilson's in there. Jump ball called. I'm not sure why, but possession arrows should belong to Colony.
They're going to call it a foul now, I think.
No, wait a minute. Whoa, 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 whoa.
On Boozer?
Possession arrow, that should belong to, it should be Colony ball.
That's right.
Well, now they change it back. Not sure what really just happened. But there's a shot up, missed it. Dibdall missed it. 17-9 now. Here's Eli Wilson. That's Peter Hughes. There's Berg. John Kuhn. There's Hughes with an opening over Boozer, and Boozer knocked it out of bounds.
Looks like Hughes got grabbed on the shorts there, but no call.
There's Chuck Martin, the head coach of Colony. Wilson back out on top to Tom Berg. Wilson, oh, that's John Kuhn down there. Oh, he had nobody to give it to, and he gave it to number 30, Chris Carpenetti. There's Dibdahl. Dibdahl going to the hoop. Oh, we got a blocking call.
Nice move by Dibdahl.
Eli Wilson with the blocking call. Not sure what his tattoo says there. 6:51 to go, second quarter. Juneau Douglas with a 17-9 lead.
Kind of a stalemate in scoring right now. Both teams kind of in a rut.
Joe Paleo inbounding it to Carlos Boozer. Paleo, oh, again he goes to the hoop hard, and they call him on a charge this time. And that was Bas Van Soest taking the charge. Juneau 20-6 this season. An impressive year for them. John Kuhn on the move now. Juneau in a press, then backed off. Wilson trying to create something inside. Hughes back out. There's Hayes. Hayes beat Boozer and then was fouled from behind, either by number 25, actually 24, Travis Dibdahl. No, it's against Carlos Boozer. That's his second. Colony coming in here with 24 wins, 3 losses. That's what a tremendous season they really had.
Hayes at the line. He hasn't made a free throw yet. Maybe he can convert from the charity stripe. There you go.
17-10 now. Joe Chapman checking in for Juneau. They'll replace Carlos Boozer, who has 2 fouls now. They don't want him to get a third this early in the second quarter. Hayes hits them both. The 6-point game. Paleo. There's Dibdahl.
Oh.
Left it short. Hayes with the rebound. Van Soest. Actually, that's Bogren. I'm sorry. That was Van Soest. Right there's Bas Van Soest. Oop, foul now on Joe Kemp.
He can't believe it. Both teams, though, doing a really good job of getting back on defense. That's what they're known for.
Carl Bogren coming back in now for Juneau Douglas, and he'll give number 32, Joe Paleo, a rest. Hayes, Wilson inside, up strong.
Whoa!
He went right over Robert Ridgway. And now it's a 4-point game, 17-13. Kemp inside, great pass, but Joe Chapman couldn't handle it. Colony knocks it out of bounds. George Houston.
He said he's got a whole trunk full of those red sweaters, but I imagine if he wins today, that one will be a special one.
I guess he doesn't have the Indiana sweater on today. That one said Adidas. Hayes. Van Soest. John Kuhn. Van Soest. Trying to get it to Eli Wilson. There's Peter Hughes. Wilson with a quick move, quick burst to the hoop and the follow.
Excellent play by Wilson. Decided to create for himself, and you could tell when he put his head down, he was going all the way.
It's a 2-point game now, 17-15. Here's Kemp. Ridgway. Dibdahl. There's Bogren. Bogren left it short, ball loose, tipped out. Eli Wilson on the run now. Waiting for his teammates. He's got Hayes. Kicks it out to John Kuhn for 3. Missed everything. And a foul on Bas Van Soest.
Looked like John Kuhn was a little too excited to let that one go. Nonetheless, Colony battled right back. Within 2 points. Boy, when was the last time Juneau got a hoop? It had to be a long time.
17-15 now our score. Josh Hayes getting a rest now for Colony. See if Juneau Douglas attacks the middle. That was Dibdahl. He missed it. There's Colony. Eli Wilson. Great spin. Left it short. That's number 34, Corey Moffitt. He was Josh Hayes' replacement. And ladies and gentlemen, we're tied at 17. There's Dibdahl.
Juneau's gotten good penetration. Just haven't had a chance to get the ball into the hoop. Lots of bad bounces. They need to find some offense.
There's Chapman. Left it short. Kemp with the rebound and a follow, and it's good. And Juneau has the lead again. There's Bass Von Soest wide open. He doesn't shoot the ball much. He's out there, I think, for his hustling ability, defensive. There's a good look at John Kuhn, a 6-foot junior. Colony's going to be a good team again next season. They lose Eli Wilson and Tom Berg and Eric Gravogel, Bass Von Soest. They keep John Kuhn, Josh Hayes. So they've got a good nucleus there. Here's Kuhn for 3. Hit it. Colony with a 20-19 lead now. The Bears coming back. Here's Dibdahl inside pass to Dave Pavola. Colony with 8 turnovers in this game. Boozer back in there with a left hand, left it short. Off the glass, and Josh Hayes with the rebound. You notice Boozer came back in, so did Hayes.
That's the matchup everybody was talking about.
Wilson left a 3-pointer short, and it's cleared by Travis Dibdahl. Ball loose, Kuhn, Dibdahl. What do we have? Whistle blown. And it belongs to Juneau.
It's going to be a Colony ball, I think.
John Kuhn. Here's Josh Hayes trying to spin. Shot up short. Got the roll.
It looked like Hayes had a body on him. He still got the shot off. No foul, but he got the bucket anyway.
Oh, there's a steal by Bass Von Soest. Going to the hoop, and he missed it.
I think Van Soest thought he was going to get fouled on the play, but no one touched him.
And now the foul on Bass. He's upset with himself, but that's great hustle.
That's just a little frustration from the basket before.
22-19 our score. Ball belongs to Juneau Douglas. Actually, will be at the line. Chris Carpenetti there, a 6'1" sophomore. Juneau with 4 seniors. They include Travis Dibdahl, Joe Palea, Carl Bogren, and Joe Kemp. But they're still going to have Carlos Boozer for a couple of years, and he's a wonderful player to build a team around. 2:23 remaining, first half. Juneau now trailing by a point, 22-21. John Kuhn, Josh Hayes, Tom Berg. Here's Eli. And so, great play by Carlos Boozer.
Oh, and a good pass.
Oh, yeah, here's Dave Pavola on the lead. Up court, trying to get it to Dibdahl, out of bounds. And it belongs to Colony.
Great job of breaking that pass up. It looked like it was 2 points all the way. Colony got back.
.155 remaining first half. Sharon McConnell and Steve Ivanoff are standing by live for the sideline show at halftime. Here's Wilson. Nice feed to Peter Hughes. Tom Berg. Wilson. Josh Hayes backing his way in. Oh, he's blocked by number 24, Travis Dibdahl from behind. Boozer had him defended on the front.
Oh, get that out of here. What a clean block. Let's get another look at that if we can. Number 24, Carlos Dibdahl, comes out of nowhere. Oh, and he gets all the ball. I'm sure he thought Boozer was going to be the one to do it to him, but not number 24. Beautiful play.
You see Josh Hayes turn around and say, who was that? Time out on the floor now. Joe Chapman will be checking in for Juneau.
Where's the point of pickup? It's down the damn floor. Straight 40. Yo, he's inside. Who do you got? Come on. 2, 3. Get each other open. Way too much. Now, screen, touch, move. Get to the open area. Use one more. Okay, remember, Berg, you're getting out the 3-point line. You got to be ready for any transition stuff going this way. Right? Let's go. Come on now, let's get you right here, guys. Let's go.
George Houston, an intense guy, huh?
Oh, yeah.
I don't think he's too happy with his team's play so far.
I think he's seeing a little red. What do you think?
His team down by a point, 22-21. Peter Hughes now controlling for the Knights. With 1:33 remaining first half, Josh Hayes, they collapse on him. Back to Hughes, pops it back out to Berg, in the corner to John Kuhn, for 3, missed it short. Rebound, Carpenetti. That's Chris Carpenetti right there, a 6'1" sophomore. Dibdahl, going to call him for travel. Joe Pelea checking in now. Carl Bogren going out for Juneau. John Kuhn being watched by Joe Pelea on his way up the court. Wilson with 1 minute and 4 seconds to play first half. Eli Wilson off the glass, missed it short. No foul called. And Joe Chapman with the rebound. Up court, here's Travis Dibdahl again. Gets it inside. Easy play for number 33, Joe Chapman. And Juneau has the lead, 23-22. John Kuhn. Tom Berg. Josh Hayes. Back out. Eli Wilson now with 26 seconds left in the first half. Hayes missed everything. Travis Dibdahl, the rebound. Juneau now with 20 seconds to play. First half with a 1-point lead. Travis Dibdahl. Here's number 30, Carpenetti. Shot up and good by number 22, Dave Pavola. And it's a 3-point lead with 3 seconds to play. John Kuhn. Great play by Dibdahl, and that's the end of the first half with the Juneau Douglas Crimson Bears up by 3 points, 25-22. The Colony Knights going to halftime, liking their chances, but once again, it's a low-scoring game. Sure.
Arctic Slope Regional Corporation is proud to sponsor these broadcasts of the 1997 Alaska High School State Championship basketball tournaments. Basketball plays an important role in our Inupiat communities. It helps our young people learn sportsmanship and practice teamwork while staying in school and off drugs and alcohol. We congratulate the teams from our regions who qualified for this year's tournament, and we honor the dedication and hard work of our young athletes. We'd like to wish every team competing the best of luck.
NANA and Arctic Slope Regional Corporation are proud to sponsor ARC's broadcast of the 1997 high school basketball tournaments. We'd like to wish every team competing the best of luck. Basketball plays an important role in our Inupiat communities. It helps our men and women learn sportsmanship and practice teamwork and provides exciting entertainment for everyone. We're very proud of all the teams from our regions that have qualified for this year's tournament. It doesn't surprise us a bit. After all, we've been making baskets for thousands of years.
Hey, pick on someone your own size.
The Star Wars trilogy is back on the big screen, and it's even better with a Pepsi.
Great effects, man.
Yes.
All across Alaska, children are waiting for a phone call. Because now, when you choose and use AT&T Alaska, almost all your family's calls can help your school earn computers, software, and training. Sign up for the AT&T Learning Points program. Call today.
And know they love you.
Welcome again to the Final Sideline Show, everyone. I'm Sharon McConnell, along with my co-host from Unocleat, Steve Ivanoff. So far, another low-scoring game for the 4A Boys Championship game.
Yeah, we were just talking about that. It seems like they get to the championship game and nobody wants to make a mistake. Everybody plays more conservative. They don't usually play their up-tempo type of game, and nobody wants to lose this one. So there's a lot of butterflies in these kids.
Right. Well, maybe some more. Maybe we'll get more scores and higher scores in the second half. Right now, Colony and Juneau 25, 22 for Colony. And one of the people here covering this tournament is with us right now. His name is Mike Van Osdillen, and he's with the Anchorage Daily News and writes sports for them. Welcome, Mike.
Thank you for inviting me.
You've covered sports for the newspaper for 8 years?
Yes, I have. Yeah.
Have you seen any changes as you've covered these tournaments?
Yeah, it seems like just kind of high school sports in general has gotten bigger. I know Austin's talked about running state tournaments at Sullivan Arena. More kids are going outside to play. There just seems like it's getting a kind of a bigger feel than it used to when I first started.
And have you written about the change in the calendar year? We've been talking to a lot of people about that during this tournament. What kind of response have you gotten?
It's kind of mixed. I think it depends on what sport you're kind of with. For basketball and volleyball, it's a great thing. Basketball needed that kind of change. Volleyball really needed it. But wrestling, it might hurt. I mean, kind of depending on who you talk to, some don't like having the split seasons in wrestling. Some don't mind. I think that the 3A schools are probably the ones that are most concerned because now they have to choose if they wrestle in the small schools. We might not have a chance to wrestle the 4A schools. So it just depends on who you ask, I guess.
What about this tournament this year? Any thoughts about it?
It's actually gone about how I expected in terms of how competitive the games have been. I thought in the boys, once we got to the semis, that it was pretty even and any one of them could have won. So I guess there hasn't been any big surprises, but the championship games have been exciting, especially on the girls' side, so that's always nice.
How important do you, as a newspaper writer, feel, how important is it for kids to be in activities and sports? I'm sure you've observed them, like you said, for 8 years, and you've got to have your opinion about how kids relate to sports and the school activities.
Sure, I think that for a lot of kids, it's the best thing they can do in high school, and I know cases of kids who sports kind of saved them. They gave them something to do after school. It's something they got excited about. So certainly I think it's a positive thing for most kids in high school.
Yeah, it really keeps the kids focused. They got to maintain a certain GPA. Every school has, the ASA has their standards, then some different schools have stricter standards. So in a sense, they have to be more disciplined and stay focused in academics.
And I also think that sometimes it helps them to know that they kind of belong in in the school. I mean, I think a lot of athletes will talk about how it's just kind of a neat thing to represent your school that way, to just kind of play for your school. So, yeah, it definitely is a positive thing.
And we've also talked to some people, Mike, about sportsmanship in the school activities and the sports activities. Have you written about that this past year?
Yes, and ASA in particular has made a concerted effort to increase sportsmanship in sports, and you can see the difference. I think that sometimes people think twice now about conducting themselves inappropriately. Certainly, at times, I think that things have been, like refereeing has been a little tighter than normal. So there's certainly been an improvement, and I think that it's in the right direction.
Living in rural Alaska, get your paper daily and really look to your sports section with anticipation. And we've noticed that there's a little bit more coverage on rural teams and, you know, the South Peninsula teams, and we appreciate that. And you plan on continuing that trend to try to include more of the rural Alaskan schools in there, because we do look with anticipation.
Yeah, I think with like rural Alaska, I always make kind of a big effort with the 1A and 2A state tournaments, because it's the only chance we get to see them. And certainly we know that there's people out in Bush, Alaska reading our paper, so I'm sure they want to know what happened. So we try to do the best we can with that kind of thing.
Well, thank you so much for talking to us,
No
Mike.
problem. Thank you.
Mike Von Dillon with the Anchorage Daily News, writing for the sports for the past 8 years for them. This is our final sideline show, and I'd like to thank Steve for co-hosting with me this year. It's been a pleasure for these past 2 Saturdays as we've covered the tournament.
Yeah, it's been fun. If I may put one thing in, Chuck Martin from Colony told me to make sure I said hi to my wife and my 2 children. He came up and hunted with us this fall, and he says he forgot to throw that in there. So big hi to my family from Chuck.
All right, and we'll have more coverage. The second half is coming up between Juneau and Colony. We'll be right back.
Le filet, par-dessus les toits, si bleu.
And what is more than all these boasts can be?
Because we believe in Alaska's future, we're committed to Alaska's youth. First National Bank proudly sponsors the Alaska School Activities Association.
NANA and Arctic Slope Regional Corporation are proud to sponsor ARC's broadcast of the 1997 high school basketball tournaments. We'd like to wish every team competing the best of luck. Basketball plays an important role in our Inupiaq communities. It helps our men and women learn sportsmanship and practice teamwork, and provides exciting entertainment for everyone. We're very proud of all the teams from our regions that have qualified for this year's tournament. It doesn't surprise us a bit. After all, we've been making baskets for thousands of years.
And welcome back to Bartlett High School. 25-22 our score at halftime. The Juneau Douglas Crimson Bears with a 3-point lead. And Curtis, some highlights here.
It's a close game for one reason for Colony. Number 54, Josh Hayes, pounding the boards. When he's not getting other people's rebounds, he gets himself. He gets his own rebounds. Look at him battle down there, and he'll get the bucket. He's gotten some tough ones, and he's been going up against Carlos Boozer, so it's been extra tough. I think that time he got fouled. He made it a 3-point play. On the other side, it's another big man, Joe Kemp, 6'4", senior, number 50, doing the same thing for Juneau. Just pounded inside. Nice touch there. Both these teams match up really similar, and well, it played out in the first half. Only a 3-point lead.
There's the stats. Nothing really jumps out. Colony with a 7-point edge on the rebounding. 2 for 9, though. Colony not shooting well behind the arc. Not shooting well at all. 9 of 26, 9 of 22. It's acceptable for Juneau at 9 and 22. That's even a little bit low. Here we go. John Kuhn, Tom Berg, Eli Wilson, Peter Hughes, and Josh Hayes on the floor for Colony. And that's Eli Wilson. And it's a 1-point game, 25-24. We've got 16 minutes left. We're going to crown our final state champion in basketball. And there's a Juneau Douglas turnover. John Kuhn thought about it. Eli Wilson's thinking about it. Colony, here's another turnover by Colony, number 9. There's Kalea, and he counts it. And he's going to the line for a possible 3-point play. Joe Palea making that turnover count.
Well, they just flashed the tail of the tape on the turnovers on the screen. 8-1. Knights have got to stop that.
Up, in and out, missed it. Oh, Boozer with the rebound. And he missed it. Ball loose. Boozer after it. He come up with it. Whoa, what a player.
How big is he in every way?
Dibdall with a spin. It goes up. Oh, it doesn't fall. Dibdall again with a foul. Foul called.
It looked like Juneau was going to get that ball no matter what. Just a matter of who.
Travis Dibdall at the line now, the 6'3". We never ended up with any stats for halftime, did we? We didn't bring a sheet over to us. Dibdall, a senior. 28-24, 4-point Juneau Douglas lead. That was a quick look at Tom Berg. Picked up his 4th foul for Colony there. And it's a 5-point Juneau Douglas lead. The Colony's got some foul trouble with Tom Berg, one of their starters. There's Eli Wilson, though. I think this team really centers around him. He's the spark plug. Wilson, he had a shot, passed it up. Had a good screen set for him. Here's Hayes. Oh, and missed it. Got his own rebound back, though. Over Boozer. Left it short. Boozer's got it this time.
How many times have we seen Hayes get his own rebound?
Bogren now. Joe Kemp. Dibdall. Oh, great look inside to Kemp. Joe Kemp.
Oh, he wanted it all the way. His eyes got big, said, give it to me.
He went right through Josh Hayes to get it there. It's a 7-point Juneau Douglas lead. And Josh Hayes answers. 31-26. Both teams opening up the scoring now. Field goal percentage skyrocketing this half. Nice look. Kemp fall away. It went right over Peter Hughes with a fall away jump shot. He landed out of bounds. That's a very difficult shot to hit. Joe Paleo guarding John Kuhn now. There's Hayes.
Oh, nice shot. Hayes is really playing a big basketball game.
You got to give Carlos Boozer some credit. He's not trying to block Hayes at all. He's just standing there and making Hayes go over him. Carlos has 2 fouls. He doesn't want his 3rd. Dibdall. Boozer. Dibdall back out on top now to Paleo. Here's a shot for 3 and good by Carl Bogren. Oh my, Juneau Douglas up 36-28 now. Their biggest lead of the game. It's 8 points.
Just great ball movement created that shot. Bogren had all day to look at the basket and let it count.
Kuhn drives off the glass. Move. Nice move. Nobody there defensively to help out. John Kuhn had an open look at the hoop. Dibdall. That's Carl Bogren, number 42. Oh, gosh, he's got a quick step. Joe Kemp does, doesn't he?
We might see more of that.
Kemp is very quick. 4 minutes remaining, 3rd quarter now, 6-point game. Wilson blocked by Dibdall. And now a foul is called. They got Carl Bogren. Here's another
look. Take a look at that. For 24, Eli Wilson, Dibdall. Yep. Never had a chance.
Here's Wilson.
Tip pass.
Yeah, another turnover. Another night turnover.
Doesn't on the glass. The Knights 21 boards, the Crimson's 15, but the Knights keep turning the ball over. It's got to be like 10-2.
Carlos Boozer. Nice play inside. 38-30 our score, and Colony wants a timeout. And Chuck Martin is not a happy guy. His team's down by 8, 38-30 with 3 minutes and 27 seconds to play third quarter. Let's hear what he has to say here. Well, Chuck Martin's not liking the output of his basketball team, that's obvious.
They got to hold on to the ball, Greg. They're getting some good looks down low. I think they're probably going to go back down to Hayes. But to get there, they got to hold on to the rock.
Corey Moffitt into the game now for Colony, number 34. He gives Peter Hughes a rest. Bogren blocking, falls down. Here's Kuhn for three. Missed it, left it short. Dibdahl with the rebound.
Oh, that's what Coach had in mind. Kind of shaking his head.
Chapman left that shot short, and Colony clears the board. Kuhn and Wilson. Posting up, here's Hayes. Over Boozer. Boozer blocked it that time. Van Soest saves it, gives it to Wilson. Wilson will drive. Shot up, foul called, and the hoop.
That's what they needed. Number 24, Eli Wilson stepping up.
38-32 our score. Eli Wilson at the line now. Eli is a 6'1" senior playing in his final game for the Colony Knights. As is Eric Gravogel, Tom Berg, and Bass Van Soest. Oh, he missed the three-point. Oh, they got the rebound back. Eli Wilson. He'll drive, pinned in there, threw it up, nobody home. Except number 30, Chris Carpenetti for Juneau. 6-point game now, 2 minutes and 35 seconds to go, third quarter. Boozer. I haven't called him Martin Boozer yet. I knew it. Here's Chapman, number 33. That's Bogren, Carl Bogren. Carpenetti. Dibdahl. Oh! Bass Van Soest almost there. Bogren.
He's all over it.
Yep. Travis Dibdahl now. Haven't even tried. There's Boozer. Oh, foul called. Carl Bogren threw it high off the glass.
Sometimes I get Dibdahl with that. Nope.
Ooh. Foul called on number 30. Chris Carpenetti. Nope, I'm sorry. They charged against Carl Bogren. How can it be on Bogren? He's for Juneau Douglas. Bogren's got 4 personals, though. They called that foul, I guess, on Bass Van Soest, huh?
Yeah.
That's his 4th. You got to slap me over here, Curtis.
I'm just trying to wake myself out of my funk. I just said it was on someone else from the other team. I don't know.
I said it, the foul is on the guy at the free throw line.
I want to try watching the game.
Which is worse?
From here on in, I don't know.
Okay, John Kuhn. This is our 8th game. 16th team. Tom Berg back in there with 4 fouls. Here's Josh Hayes, got the roll. He's going to the line. Foul on Joe Chapman. It's a 5-point game. They can cut it to 4 here.
Josh Hayes playing so big down low for his team. There's the foul, the fadeaway. Gets the roll this time. And the harm. They'll get a chance to make a 3-point play.
Oh, he didn't get the roll.
Not that time.
Ball loose, controlled by Dave Pavola.
He's having a tough time from the free throw line.
Palaio and Pavola out there. There's Pavola. Kicks it back out to Carpenetti. That's Joe Chapman. There's Kemp. Oh, nice. Missed it. Oh, the big rebound there by number 30, Chris Carpenetti, but he's fouled.
Tom Berg doesn't think so.
Yeah, that's it for Tom Berg, though. I believe Tom Berg is just fouled out of the game.
Yeah, they may have to find someone else with white hair. There's a look at it. Let's see if he got it. Oh, he definitely got the arm.
Good call. So Tom Berg fouls out with 1:14 to play in the third quarter, and that's a big loss because he didn't play a lot of the second quarter. He sat out with 3 fouls, 4 fouls actually. Oh. Here's Pavola. Chapman inside. Kemp missed the shot, and John Kuhn, I'm sorry, clears the board. Got a foul called on Joe Kemp.
Kemp pleading his case, but to no avail.
That's number 3 on Joe Kemp, the 4th foul against Juneau this half. 49 seconds to play third quarter. 5-point game. Colony trying to cut into it here. Out of bounds, Colony ball. There's Carlos Boozer. Hasn't had the game offensively, I suppose. Scored 19 points in that semifinal game against East. Here's Wilson. He's hammered inside by Chris Carpenetti.
You're right, Boozer hasn't had the offensive presence that he had against East, but he does have a presence. He is there to be dealt with. Let's check it out. Number 24, Travis Bigdahl, not Bigdahl, but Eli Wilson going up. Yeah, no doubt about it. Colony having their woes from the free throw line.
Yeah, Eli Wilson is not happy with himself right now. Missed them both. Oh! What a great play by Peter Hughes, and that ball goes over the backboard, and it belongs to Juneau Douglas.
Kind of an unsettling trip down the floor for the Knights that time.
5-point game, 36 seconds to play third quarter. Here's Palaio. Boozer. 20 seconds remaining, third quarter. Pavola. Palaio now. He'll take a drive at it. Oh, he missed it, left it short, ball loose. Carlos Boozer. At 4 seconds remaining in the third quarter, 41-34, and that's it. Shot won't count if it wins. And the Juneau Douglas Crimson Bears have a 7-point lead to open the final quarter for the 4A Boys Basketball State Championship for the state of Alaska. Juneau 41, Colony 34. Come on back. We'll decide this thing in a moment. You're watching it on the Alaska Superstation.
Pepsi theft can happen anywhere, anytime. Fight back. Introducing the Pepsi Club. Now Pepsi moments don't have to become anxious moments.
Excuse me.
What you were about to see did not actually happen, but it could happen.
They took everything. Look, Ma, the Pepsi Club works.
But today, thank you, Pepsi Club.
Pepsi, Generation Next. Available in 6-pack.
Arctic Slope Regional Corporation is proud to sponsor these broadcasts of the 1997 Alaska High School State Championship basketball tournaments. Basketball plays an important role in our Inupiat communities. It helps our young people learn sportsmanship and practice teamwork while staying in school and off drugs and alcohol. We congratulate the teams from our regions who qualified for this year's tournament, and we honor the dedication and hard work of our young athletes. we'd like to wish every team competing the best of luck.
There we go. We're back to Bartlett High School. 8 minutes on the clock. 7-point Juneau lead. They have the ball. Make it a 9-point lead. Joe Kemp adding it. And now it's 9 points, and Colony has a lot of work ahead of them here in the fourth quarter.
It doesn't start with number 54 handling the ball that high.
Nope. Here's Bass Von Soest. He gets the all-name selection.
Yes, he does.
Oh, blocked by Boozer. How do you like that? What a play. He blocked it and grabbed the ball at the same time.
Didn't even flinch either.
Oh, boy. Left it short. Did number 22, Dave Pavola. Kicks it back out. Paleo missed it. And Josh Hayes with the rebound. Colony now. John Kuhn. He's guarded by
They got away for the big
Bogren.
man.
Missed it.
Hayes is saying, what are you doing?
Dibdahl.
He was only halfway down the court, and they put the ball up. No chance to get the rebound with Hayes out of there.
Dibdahl.
Oh, boy.
Nope, number 22, Dave Pavola. Standing all alone on the baseline. Nobody put a body on him. Easy pass from Carl Bogren. It's an 11-point lead. Hayes missed it. Hughes with the rebound. Boozer with a block. Carlos Boozer coming up huge in the fourth. Here's Dibdahl. Hayes with the rebound. He's fouled. Boy, how about Carlos Boozer and those two huge blocks on the last two trips down the court for Colony.
And the thing about that, he strikes me about Boozer as a sophomore. He's got the poise to not just block the ball. There it is now. He'll go up and block the ball. He'll keep it in play.
Yep. Twice he did that. The first time, he caught his own block. A lot of guys that make those blocks will slap it from here to Metlakatla.
Yeah, it's a crowd pleaser, but you lose the ball.
I'm just impressed I could say that.
Metlakatla? I am too. Say willing that one.
Quick Gillingham.
There you go.
Hey!
You're on a roll.
I'm on a roll. Wilson to Kuhn. Kuhn with the left hand. He's fouled in the count.
Pretty play.
Colony gets some life now. It's a 9-point game. 6:12 to play. 2 of 9, 8 of 11. Juneau hot from the line, Colony cold. It's as simple as that.
They started early for the Knights. They've had no luck from the charity stripe.
John Kuhn hits a 3-point play. It's an 8-point game. Bogren to Boozer. Boozer thought about it. Stop, kick it back over to Bogren. Bogren now. Nice dish, but Wilson was there. Bogren's got it back, goes up, and got the roll.
Oh, boy.
How about Carl Bogren? What an effort. Kuhn lost the handle. Bogren knocked it away. Here's Boozer. What a pass.
Are you kidding me?
Joe Chapman is there for the follow.
What a pass by Boozer to keep that ball in bounds. Well, then get it to someone who can score.
How do you like this game? 49-37 our score. Eli Wilson for 3. He left it short. Boozer with a rebound. That's not going to do it for you. Carl Bogren. Carpenetti, Bogren. Carlos Boozer. Here's Dibdahl. It's a back out. Carpenetti for 3.
Oh.
Dibdahl with a great rebound over John Kuhn. They missed the follow and then fouls number 40, Peter Hughes. That should be the 5th foul on Juneau. And that is the 8th foul against Juneau, so Colony is now into the bonus. There's a good look at Carl Bogren. What a great play he just had. Peter Hughes at the line, missed it. Boozer thought he had it. Now he does. Great play by...
He looked like a wide receiver trying to stay in bounds on that pass.
Carl Boozer, great. Carlos Boozer, great body control. We got a timeout, Juneau. What a game. 49-37 our score. The Juneau Douglas Crimson Bears on top. Colony with 12 turnovers in this game. Juneau doing a great job protecting the ball, only 5.
Here's a look at one of them, Greg. You're right. The tail of the tape is in turnovers. You can't give the ball away to a team like Juneau and expect them not to hurt you, and they do just that. Carlos Boozer underneath the no-look pass. And he's a sophomore, everybody.
Dibdall missed it, but Joe Chapman didn't. So Juneau Douglas looking for their 4th state championship in the last 25 years. It'll be the first for George Houston if they can hang on. And of course, the Colony Knights have never won a state title in their boys' history. Girls winning it 2 years ago. But that school, I don't know exactly, but I think they've only been around for 5 seasons.
Boy, they made a presence in basketball.
They certainly have.
Right away.
And I got a feeling their hockey program won't be far behind. Boozer, Dibdall. Oh, look at that. Colony weak defensively. Oh, Dibdall with a great steal. Here comes Joe Kemp. Oh, stolen back by John Kuhn, and back come the Knights. Kuhn, Wilson's there. Kuhn.
Oh, can't do it.
Wilson with a great rebound. Goes back up and converts.
Eli Wilson will not give up.
51-39, 4:19 to play. Dibdall. Oh, what do we have? We have a foul on number 34, I believe, Corey Moffitt. Joe Paleo, though, a bit out of control there. But he drew the foul. Keep it around. The awards presentation for 4A is coming up immediately following this game. Joe Paleo converts. 52-39. Paleo missed the second one, though, but Juneau Douglas won't get it back. Colony Knights have the ball down by 13 with 4 minutes and 11 seconds to play. They're going to have to start thinking about shooting the ball behind the arc.
You got it. Hayes has kept them in the game up to this point, but you got to make up ground. You can't trade baskets at this point either. Maybe you go down low to Hayes and have him pick it up.
You got to start thinking about three-pointers. Start setting some screens for Wilson. Wilson left it short.
He's shaking his head. He thought he got fouled.
Dibdall with the ball now. There's Bogren. Boozer way outside. We saw him hit a three-pointer in the first half. There he is again. We've lost our monitor out here on the court, just to let our tech crew know. That's back. Here's Bogren. Kemp left it short. Ball loose, and Boozer has it. The ball just seems to be going right back to Juneau.
Oh, boy.
Bass Van Soest with the foul. And that's going to be it for Bass. He's just fouled out of his final high school game. 5 fouls. There's Bogren now. Boozer, Bogren. Dibdall going right to the hoop. Lost it. Foul call, I think, on number 22, Justin Bonnell. Or Bonell. Justin Bonell it is. Justin's one of those players that almost went blonde. He ended up some sort of red.
Yeah, they ran out of time. I think the bell rung.
Bronze, red sort of color. Dibdall missed it. John Kuhn with the rebound. 3:18 remaining. 13-point game. There's Eli Wilson fighting his way. Foul called. go either way. Foul was called on number 24, Travis Dibdall, number 3, on him. That's not going to be a factor, though. Eli Wilson at the line now, 10 points tonight. He's playing in his final game for Colony. Things just aren't falling for the Knights tonight. Just not going their way.
They hung tough for a good deal of this game, but Juneau showing how many weapons they've got.
Wilson converts the second end. Boozer up court now. Carpinetti. Bogren. Got a timeout. Juneau Douglas. No, we got a foul called. I'm sorry. Foul called on number 10, John Kuhn.
If Colony were a three-point team, you'd get the feeling they're not out of this game, but with just 3 minutes to go, or just under 3 minutes to go, you got to wonder where the O's going to come from. Oh, and all the things seem to be going
just not going Colony's way tonight. There's John Kuhn. He won't get the roll. Rebound Juneau. 12-point game now. Dave Pavolo lost the handle on that one right through his hands. It goes out of bounds. Colony now must start thinking about shooting the three-pointer. There's Kuhn. Foul called.
That's not what Juneau needs to do. They don't want to let Colony score without the clock running. They got a comfortable lead at 12 points, but as you and I have witnessed in the last 2 weekends in 7.5 games, anything can happen.
2 minutes and 25 seconds to play in the fourth quarter now. John Kuhn at the line. 6-foot junior. There's a good look at John.
John's played a heck of a game. He's been all over the court. It's no wonder why his jersey is completely soaked.
Juneau ball. Boozer now. Carpinetti. Keep in mind, we'll have the awards presentation coming up immediately following this basketball game. There's a good look at Chuck Martin, the head coach of Colony. At the line is number 32, Joe Paleo. Joe, a 5'10" senior, and he hits the first one, 53-42. Paleo looking for his 5th point, and he gets it. Good.
Greg's going to take off and go down to the winner's circle, hoping to get ready for the champion. But Colony not going to give up number 10 outside. Now he's going to can it. Number 10, John Kuhn. Just a junior showing his experience. Now they're going to call a timeout and talk about it. Colony with all their woes on the rebounding end. The ball's not dropping. still in this game, and here's why. Number 10, John Cooley, three-pointer. Let's listen in and see what we can find out.
We are man-to-man, full court, and we're trapping everything, okay? We're boarding. We're man-to-man. And I mean, I want full denial. You know who you got? You find your man when that ball goes to the hoop, right? Right now, we're full court. We're full court. You can run out. You can run with your man, okay? Everybody's trying to deny it. Let's go, Green. Let's go, Green. That's right.
We've played 31 quarters. We've crowned 7 champions, and we're 2 minutes away from crowning one more in the boys' 4A state basketball championship game here at Bartlett High. Carlos Boozer will inbound it. And they're going to call a foul on number 24. That's Eli Wilson. That's his third. And the bonus, Juno's going to go to the line. That's Travis Dibdahl. He's had a big game this senior, 6'3". What a way to go out for him if they can pull it out. First one's good. That moves the lead back up to 10. Just under 2 minutes to play. 9 points for the senior. But more than that, he's been playing defense, and he's moved the ball all day long. And he gets the roll. It's been that kind of second half for Juno Douglas. Number 24, Eli Wilson will bring up the ball. They got to get a shot off quick. He did just that. Oh! Kissed it off the glass. I don't think he planned that shot, but it doesn't matter how. It's how many. And we're going to have another timeout. Eli Wilson with a three-pointer. That's 2 in a row. And now, Colony down just 8 points. 1:47 to go. Let's see if we can sneak in the huddle and see what they're saying.
We get trouble. You got to clean time out. Let's go. Right, you get trouble. Right? I want to straight for you. You got to spot up.
1:47 to go. Juno up by 8 points. They're going to have the ball. Nope. And you can bet the Colony's going to put on a lot of pressure here. Carlos Boozer will inbound it for the Bears. He's had a big game, the sophomore. This number 42, that's Carlos Bogren. And he's going to go to the line. They're the bonus now. Got a foul on number 34, Corey Moffitt. It's only a second. These free throws are huge now. Big miss. Big make, I should say, for the senior. Oh, no, he missed the second one, but Juno got the rebound. And it looks like maybe Boozer was fouled. Yep, by number 22, Justin Bunnell. That's his first, but it's huge. Boozer, no good. Still a 9-point lead for Juno with 1:42 to play. 9, then 10 points now for Boozer, the sophomore. He's been huge on offense and defense. Eli Wilson all the way to the basket. Nice hoop. Colony down 8. And immediately they foul. Number 42. Carl Bogren will go to the line. This is a good shot of Colony coach Chuck Martin. Bogren's first shot, no good. For as much as a run as Juneau Douglas has put on in the second half, the Colony down at just 8 points. It's not over. No good on the second one. And Colony gets the rebound. That's John Kuhn up ahead to Eli Wilson. He's going to go all the way and get the bucket. Colony down just 6 now. And here comes the pressure. And they foul number 24, Travis Dibdahl. Oh, I tell you, it's really not over till it's over. We got $1:19 to go. Colony down just 6 points. When it seemed like 4 minutes ago they were out of this game completely. These free throws huge. Dibdahl with 10 points tonight. Now he's got 11. That was a good shot of the senior. He misses the second one. Oh, the Colony almost lost with 24. Eli Wilson now has got the ball. He went coast to coast the last 2 times. I expect him to make him hit something happen fast, and he sure does. Oh, right for the hoop, but he misses it. Colony will keep the ball, though. Nice pass down low. The crowd thinks he might have gotten fouled there. A lot of pressure now. Juneau moving it up court. And a foul from behind, it looks like, on number 22, Justin Bunnell. Up number 34, check that. That's Corey Moffitt. 7-point lead now for the Bears. Number 30, Chris Carpenetti, will go to the line for Juneau. Up by 7. First one good. Juneau hasn't been in the championship game since 1994. They lost to East. How sweet this would be. It could be the first state championship for George Houston. Of course, he came the year after they won a state championship. And now Colony will fight to get back in it. Welcome back to Greg Eicher, who's making final arrangements for the winning team.
That's right. We had to make sure the awards presentation is ready to go.
Way outside. Oh! Well, they not go away.
6-point game now with 30 seconds to play. Foul call on number 22, Justin Bunnell. Chuck Martin wondering if his team has enough.
Let's take a look at that. That's the NBA 3+ sum. Oh, John Kuhn from way downtown. Whoa. And maybe a little too late for Colony. There's a good shot of George Houston. Boy, he's intense all the way to the end, doesn't he?
Yeah. Dibdahl hits them both. And it's an 8-point game with 29 seconds to play. Eli Wilson. Gotta shoot it. Gotta shoot it. Gotta shoot it.
Whoa. How about those nights? They're not going to go away.
Nope.
We haven't seen outside shots like that all game from them.
Nope. 5-point game. They're going to run out of time, though, I think, with 13 seconds to play.
Old man clock playing on the side of Juneau. Let's take a look at that thing. NBA, baby.
That is.
Whoa. He's thinking, why couldn't I have done that before? Not over. We've seen crazier things.
Look at Coach Houston.
He doesn't know whether to sit down or stand up or breathe or hold his breath. He'll know in about 13 seconds, at least in clock time.
Dibdahl. He's hit very important free throws here in the final minute.
His last 5 points from the line make it 6.
7-point game now, 10 seconds left.
There's Kuhn, he knows he's got to do with it. Get it up.
He hit it.
Oh. That was that close to being a 4-point play.
And now he's going to the line to shoot 3.
Coach is saying, what do you do? What do you do? He looks like a much thinner version of Jack Nicklaus to me.
Oh.
The Golden Bear on the sideline.
Houston, yeah.
For the Juneau Douglas Bears.
Good, hits one. Missed the second one. 8 seconds left, 6-point game. They throw it off the board. It didn't hit the rim.
Aha.
Gotta hit the rim, and it automatically goes to Juneau. Foul called. Don Coon. So it looks like the Juneau Douglas Crimson Bears are going to win their fourth state championship in the last 25 years, and that man right there is going to get his first.
When they came in here, nobody was talking about Juneau Douglas, but I tell you what, tomorrow they're going to be talking about Juneau Douglas.
And now Juneau's going to call a timeout at the end of this ball. If he makes it, he's going to call a timeout. I'm not sure why, but
it might be a time to get the bench clean.
Yep. So Juneau has hit some big free throws down the stretch. They're up by 8 with 7 seconds to go. We'll have an interview with somebody with Juneau. Curtis Smith will be moving in that direction right now. George Houston.
But nothing over you. Ever man taking the ball out of bounds. Ever man. Whoa. Ever man is taking the ball.
A lot of energy in this Bartlett Gymnasium tonight. A lot of fans here from Juneau, a lot of fans here from the Valley. They're rooting their prospective teams on here. Wilson. The Juneau Douglas Crimson Bears have won the 4A Boys State Basketball Championship for the state of Alaska. There's a couple of very good high school basketball coaches and 2 very good basketball teams, both beating Anchorage schools to get here. The first win for George Houston, the coach of Juneau Douglas. The last time they won, Jim Hamey was the head coach of Juneau Douglas. He now coaches their girls team. Hey, Curtis, make sure he cracks a smile, all right? We ready with Curtis? Talk to us, Curtis. Okay, we're going to get Curtis Smith up here in a moment, but like I said, Juneau Douglas had won 3 other state championships. Jim Hamey had won those down there at the state's capital, but now it's George Houston's turn. He has come full circle. He took over this basketball program, and now he's brought them all the way to the top. George Houston winning his first state title for the Juneau Douglas Crimson Bears. The Colony Knights, you got to believe they'll be back here. They're an up-and-coming, rising basketball program and a very quick process. They came around about 5 seasons ago. Chuck Martin has just done a tremendous job. They'll have a decent team next year, too. They'll build it around Josh Hayes, and Eli Wilson will be gone. Tom Berg will be gone. Bas Von Soest will be gone. But John Kuhn and Josh Hayes will remain at Colony, so you got to expect them to have a strong team again next season. We're going to try to get this interview here with head coach George Houston. Let's go down to Curtis Smith now. Curtis.
Thank you, Greg. I'm here with Juneau Douglas head coach George Houston. First of all, Coach, congratulations to you.
Thank you.
Heartbreak in 1994, but a championship in 1997. How does it feel?
I'm really happy for these kids, and as much as anything, this one's for those kids that got close and didn't get it for the last years, like Josh and Chris and Shane and all those kids that got close, because we were good enough then, too, and I just screwed up. These guys didn't.
Before the game, we talked about a three-headed monster. Hayes, Moffitt, Wilson, and the Anger guys just chewed up. Talk about that matchup.
I thought our depth was the difference. You know, we're deeper than they are, and that showed out in the end. And, yeah, I mean, Hayes kicked us in the first half and into the third quarter, and then Wilson got going, and Kuhn with those three-pointers. You know, it was never over until there were 7 to 8 seconds left.
Your guys got off to a fast start, then they kind of slowed down. You went to the locker room a little closer than you probably wanted to be. What'd you tell them at halftime?
Well, I thought we shot a lot of jump shots early on, and they went down, and then they stopped going down in the second quarter, and they got going offensively, getting it inside to Hayes. You know, he's really tough down there.
In a few weeks, we're going to be talking about Musher Martin Boozer, but today we're talking about Carlos Boozer. What can you say about him?
He's a great kid to work with. He's improved a great deal in the last year, and, you know, he's the world is his potential right now.
Coach, finally, I understand you got a chest full of these red sweaters. Will this one here have a special drawer after today?
Yeah, probably will.
Okay, Coach, congratulations. Thanks a lot. Greg, back to you.
Thank you, Curtis, and congratulations, head coach George Houston. Let's hand it down to Mike Janicek now. He is the public address announcer for tonight's award ceremony.
Trina Jackson. And representing the Chugiak Mustangs, Elizabeth Oley and Beth Tisserand. Give a big hand, the 1997 Good Sports Team, Women's Division. ASAA appreciates your good sportsmanship.